Reading from the Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Satsarup Das Goswami Maharaj. We chant to serve God by calling His name. He likes very much our chanting His holy name to develop our love for Him. Not that He is in need, an incomplete person. You please chant. No, He is complete in Himself and He has unlimited servitors. He doesn't need your extra chanting, but He is very pleased if you serve Him by chanting His holy name. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna. He is pleased to hear his name chanted by his fallen devotees. He is coming back to me. He is trying to approach me by chanting my name. Very nice. The substance of the chanting is to please Krishna, and Krishna can take care of everything else. Our initiation into the chanting of Hare Krishna is actually a glorification of God, a spontaneous, authorized process to request the Lord, please accept us in your service. Please accept us in the disciplic succession. And please let us chant the holy name so that we can become your pure servants. We are not praying for some material benefit. That is ritualistic religion. This Hare Krishna chanting is not that material. It is purely spiritual from the soul to God.
You see, in a big machine like a lorry or something, a particular screw which fits in the wheel or somewhere. So there are standard screws. So in case it falls away from the lorry while the lorry is moving, if you find that screw in the street, you go and give it in a shop. They call it as a bangar kabab, they call it. Which means 2 rupees they'll give you. That's all. But if you go to the shop and say, in my lorry that screw is missing, standard screw, this is the size which fits in the side of the wheel, 100 rupees it is. That means if the screw agrees to fit in the larger machine, then it is 100 rupees, standard screw. But you find it in the street and you sell it in the market, it's 2 rupees. That means when the jiva turns away from Krishna, he perishes. When jiva is connected to Krishna, he flourishes. You will see his value increases manifold. So, Prabhupada gives many examples for this. Like if you take a big fire, sometimes a piece of coal from the big fire falls off, pat, like that. Then it becomes blackish. But if the coal is in contact with fire, it will be reddish. So similarly, it is in the interest of the jiva that he puts himself in touch with Krishna so that he can glow, he can flourish, he can truly become happy. But if the jiva turns away from Krishna, keeps distance from Krishna, turns his back to Krishna, then he loses all his value. Bangar kabab, that's all. Good for nothing. He becomes asar. And many people have even come to our movement for a short while. They developed a desire to become a great hero or a heroine. They wanted to show their own glory to the world. And the result is they turned their back to Krishna. They became disconnected to Krishna's glories. And they thought that they are very important. They increased their self-importance. And then eventually they left the society and went back into material world. And they became busy and preoccupied with material successes. You'll find that. So, no matter how many material successes the jiva achieves in this world, he is compared to a glowworm in the night. Because in the night there is darkness. Similarly, the materialistic people are in darkness. And the glowworm shines in the night. Similarly, these people's material success is important only for them. But in the morning when the sun shines, the glowworm has no value. Similarly, all the materialistic accolades and achievements in this world become null and void at the time of death. They have no value. But if you do something good for Krishna, even if it is very little, Krishna will consider it a lot, consider it very valuable, because it is done in relation to Krishna, in alignment with Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, understanding our subordination to Krishna. So that is how the service has to be done. So coming to the point here, which is mentioned here, sometimes new people ask a question, why does God want me to chant His names? Why does He want me to glorify Him? I think He is in need of me. The answer is He is not in need of you. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam. He has thousands. Shata Sahasra means 100,000. There are 1 lakh Lakshmis, all beauty queens, who all are glorifying him continuously, serving him with varieties of services. Do you think he needs our service? Actually, it is in our interest that we serve him so that we will be accepted. What to speak of you and me? When goddess of fortune came out of the milk ocean with a garland in her hand, she rejected everybody. Finally, she chose one person, who is Narayana. But she said, Narayana also has a defect. She said, what is the defect? He does not show any attraction for me. Generally, even in marriage matches, both should have attraction for each other. She thought, how can I garland him? Even he has no attraction to anyone, no attachment. Then she looked at Narayana. She saw that the bumblebees were hovering in his garland, and Lord Narayana did not reject them. And the Ashtasiddhis were hovering around him to serve him. He did not reject. Then she understood the new policy of Narayana, that if anybody takes shelter, he will not reject. But he is not after anybody. Having understood that, she said, because all those guys are taking shelter, I will also take shelter. So then she went and garlanded Narayana and offered obeisances at his feet. And Narayana immediately accepted Lakshmi ji in his heart as a Shivatsa, golden hair in her heart. So from this we understand, if Jiva takes shelter of Krishna, Lord smiles and accepts the Jiva. Because Lord feels that this Jiva is seeking my shelter, I will award. But if Jiva foolishly thinks, I think Krishna needs my service, that means Jiva is considering himself to be too important, then he becomes asar, good for nothing. Anybody who increases self-importance like Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to be the pivot of the whole creation. Then he wanted everyone and everything to revolve around him and be at his beck and call. They will be doomed over a period of time. So we should never think that my spiritual master needs my service, Krishna needs my service, I am a very important person. So remove this I center and put Krishna center. Then the chanting of the holy name will be very fruitful endeavor. Because Krishna is the center, all jivas are revolving around him, eager to serve him. I am also one of them. Just like in a tree, Krishna is the root of the tree. We are all leaves of the tree, twigs of the tree, branches of the tree, flowers of the tree. He is the root of the tree. One should never think, I am the root of the tree and everything else is for me. So this I center has been the cause of ahankar and mamakar, which is the greatest disease of the conditioned soul, assuming too much self-importance, and which will actually take away his samadhi on Krishna's lotus feet. When one puts Krishna in the center and understands, Lord doesn't need me, he has millions of servants, but he is so kind that he is also willing to accept me as one of his millions of servants, as one of the millions of atoms in his lotus feet. This is the right consciousness Lord Chaitanya teaches. Ayinanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budhau kripaya tava pada pankajastita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. Oh my dear Lord Krishna, some or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up and place me in your lotus feet as one of the millions of atoms, so that I may get a chance to eternally serve you. And that service to you is for my interest, because without serving you, I become good for nothing. By serving you, I become fruitful in your service, and that will be my ultimate true glory, that I can proclaim that I am one of your millions of servants. Then this consciousness is very ideal for chanting the holy name. Harinam Prabhu ki